Hello, I'm in Kobayashi. I thought it would be very adequate to do the clean slate book tag because I'm kind of starting on a clean slate because I've been gone for so long. I saw this tag on Yasmin's bookshelf. So the first question on it is, what genre do you want to read more or less of? The one that I want to do more of would be classics. Are there any books you have recently read that changed or challenged some of your philosophies or beliefs? And I'm very lucky to live in a country that has care for those who are poor and especially immigrants and a healthcare system. So I read Girl in Translation. This is how immigrants live in the United States. The story of not having healthcare, of being constantly sick, not having heat. It literally broke my heart. Having to pay to go to a good school. I live in a country where our public school system is very good. There's only a handful of private schools in the whole country. In order to have to pay thousands upon thousands of dollars a year to just receive high school is something that I realized I knew, but having to experience her feelings firsthand kind of broke me a little bit. The next question is, who would you recommend for newbies to watch? I have a few people. I'm going to link them below. Do you have a reading bucket list? I do have a reading bucket list. Most of those happen to be classic books. The first one on that would be Les Miserables. I've been wanting to read the book forever. That and probably War and Peace. I started listening to The Great Comet. It inspired me even more to want to read that book. And I want my own copy because I want to mark all over them. What is it about BookTube that has surprised you the most? I love the fact that it's positive and that people don't criticize each other. There's some people that are very critical, but I tend to just not watch them. It's a place where you're allowed to be, and I really like that. What are some of your goals for 2018? One, my reading challenge for Goodreads would be to read 100 books. I think this is attainable. So the first half of last year, I had a really stressful year, and then I started BookTube as kind of like a thing, like I need something in my life that's good, and one of those good things was also reading more books. So I read 52 books, so if I can read 50 books in just over 6 months, I think I can read 100 books, no issue. Also, I want to read 20 classic, 3 Shakespeare plays, so I am a counseling student and I love my counseling books, and I'm often so busy that I don't read my textbooks. So my challenge is to read all my assigned books. Read 3 nonfiction that are non-school books, and then read 2 science fiction books, 2 mysteries, read a Bronte novel, a Dickens novel, and read a Dawson novel. And then I also have a challenge to get at least halfway through the Harry Potter series. Read a novel over 600 pages and read some poetry. If you could meet any writer, dead or alive, who would that be? One of the ones I would really want to meet is J.K. Rowling, which is such a cliche answer. I've only read one Harry Potter book, but I've heard interviews with her, and she's one of the only writers that I've heard that talks about writing how I write. My characters are real to me. They're not just a plot. And the way that she's like, oh yes, they would do this and they would do that, and I don't know, I just love it. Would you rather have your life written by your favorite author, or would you rather be portrayed in a movie by your favorite actor or actress? I'd rather be written. Some of the challenges that you've had to overcome or you would still like to improve on in regards to your channel. My lighting. My goodness, do you see this? My lighting is terrible constantly. I know my quality of my videos are shot like they're... I struggle with a lot of anxiety and stuff like that, so sometimes putting myself out there is really challenging. Knowing how to say things and articulate what I'm feeling inside is sometimes difficult, and I just get really anxious about things in general. So I feel like it's a positive thing in my life though, which is one of the reasons why I was like, I'm bringing it back. What advice would you give to someone that is thinking about deleting their BookTube? I would say keep it. I was like, this fall was nuts. I lost my editing. I was busy. Things were happening. And I was like, I just can't do it. If you leave it, you can always come back. If you delete it, it's a permanent thing, right? So give it a try. I've been doing this for months. I don't even have 100 subscribers. Don't worry too much about getting subscribers or getting all the right things. Be happy talking about books. You want to meet people. Comment authentic things on people's videos. People just want to connect with people, and I feel like a lot of people that come on here don't have a lot of friends that can talk about books. You will feel at home in this beautiful place. This was my tag for this, and if you'd like to do this, go right ahead and have a very great time reading or writing or whatever you do. Yeah, see you next time. I was left to my own